As the crowd continues to file in, we get set to bring you another exciting game. Welcome to this NFC West matchup as the Seahawks get set to take on the Cardinals. Let's see how it plays out today as we get set for the kickoff. Waller in to kick this one off.
To start the game. Barnes back to return.
And he got all of that one. A great kick. This one is handled by Barnes. This play will be the first of the game for the offense.
The Seahawks will start the drive at the 20-yard line. First and 10.
Number 21, the lone back. Number 19 sends a man in motion.
Don't stop that motor.
It's a blitz. Throwing. He finds his man. Breaks free. I don't think anybody can catch him, and he is gone. The 20, the 10. Touchdown, Seahawks. John, he didn't let the pressure phase him. What a play.
I'll tell you one thing. It was an all-or-nothing play for the defense. They knew if they didn't get there, they could be in trouble in the secondary.
Young comes in for the extra point. The extra point attempt is good. Great job moving the ball down the field for a touchdown on their first possession.
I really like the way these guys came right out after you on offense. They made the right calls, executed properly, and put that one right in the end zone.
Number 14 is just about ready to kick this one away.
Back to return.
That one is out of the end zone.
They don't want to fall out of contention early, so they'll be looking to put together some kind of scoring drive on this possession.
Good matchup today. One of the best quarterbacks in the league taking on one of the toughest defenses. Now, defensively here, John, what do you think they're thinking?
Well, I think they're going to have to shut down those short slant routes and deep outside corners first. Force the offense to throw short and over the middle. They'll use big hitters, make those wide receivers think twice. He was looking for a place to run, but all those places were filled up with guys waiting to tackle him.
Just about a 3-yard gain. Ball on their own 23.
Ball on the 23-yard line.
Nothing. They don't get nothing.
Lee in the backfield.
Back it up, baby. Let's go, D. Let's go. All on us, y'all. Stay post now.
This one is handed off. Murphy comes up to make the play at the 24.
When you run the ball in the first half, you're trying to keep the defense honest. But if you're only getting gains like that in the second half, then it puts more pressure on your passing game.
3rd and 6. Ball on the 24-yard line.
Stay soft, man.
The Seahawks come out in a 4-3. Handed off to the fullback. Play action. Rolling right. Throwing. Gets his hand on it.
He has to do a better job of looking off the coverage before he makes a throw like that.
Fernandez was his intended target. Good defensive stand there. Now they'll punt it away after a 3-and-out. And he chooses not to return this one.
Fair catch made at the 34-yard line. The
First and 10.
Will start the drive at the 34-yard line. First and 10.
Defense, get ready.
Arizona comes out in a 4-3. Gets the call. Newberry is there for the tackle at the 35. Number 21. It's the handoff on the delay. Brings it ahead for about a yard. 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 35-yard line.
Do something. All right, let's go. From the start.
On call, Cumby is there on the stop at the 35-yard line. Defense looking for the run, and the runner just about got back to the line of scrimmage.
There was no possibility of going up the middle and picking up anything.
Ball on their own 35.
Ball on the 35-yard line.
Let's go, boys.
Arizona comes out in their nickel package. Dropping back. Throws it. He hits his receiver. Ward brings him down before he can reach the marker. The pass is caught, but just shy of the first down.
That was perfect defense. They allowed the catch, but they were there to make the tackle.
Anthony will come in now to punt it away. Bannister sets up, waiting for the punt. Won't take a chance trying to return this one.
You know that the offense has their eyes set on tying this thing up here on this drive. We'll have to see what they're able to put together.
Ball on their own 17.
At the 17-yard line. 1st and 10.
Lee, the lone back.
Watch the ball. Go.
Give it to the halfback. Stratton comes up to make the play at the 19.
The defense held their positions and didn't let them get very far.
Ball on their own 19.
Ball on the 19-yard line.
You gotta have it, D.
The Seahawks come out in a dime package. Drops back. With the pass. Number 27 is there for the tackle.
You have to play him physically off the line. Bump him off his route, jam him, stuff like that. Because I'll tell you this, if you give him a free release and he can get behind you, he can do some real damage.
1st and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line.
Watch the snap down. Let's go. Let's go. Be physical. Yeah, Cole. Give me one.
Little misdirection. Murphy is there on the stop. Good play by the linebacker to get into the backfield and stop the play for no gain.
I'll tell you, that comes from watching a lot of film and knowing the tendencies of the opponent. That was a heck of a play.
Ball on their own 47.
Ball on the 47-yard line.
Play football.
The Seahawks with a 4-man front. He gets the count. Stratton comes up to make the play at the 45.
You got to keep going to the run. You never know when there's going to be great blocking ahead of you, allowing for a big one right into the end zone.
Looking for a 3rd down conversion here. They have to get it to the 43. The Seahawks come out in a 4-3. With the pass, the defender's got it.
Now that was just a bad decision. Look at this. 2 defenders right near the receiver. Now, there are a few guys who think they can squeeze the ball into double coverage, and he's one of them. That time he gambled, and he lost.
Don't stop that motor. Slow right. Good shoot. There we go, D. Get it out.
With the counterplay, with the hurdle. Bradford is there on the stop at the 31-yard line. Number 21. And very little help up front, maybe a yard or 2 on the play. It's 2nd down and 8 to go.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
Hey. Here we go, baby. Here we come. We're talking about win. Knock him out.
Gets the toss to the left. Ward is the guy who's there to bring him down.
The defense is trying to shut down the running game early to force him to pass. We'll have to see if it works and causes him to give up on it here in the first half.
Gain of about a yard. Third and 7 coming up here.
Ball on the 32-yard line.
The Cardinals come out in a nickel pack with the pass broken up. Brown, who almost always makes those type of catches, is unable to pull that one in, and now they're faced with 4th down.
Yeah, he makes difficult catches look easy. At that time, he reversed it. He made an easy one seem hard.
Very solid defensive effort to force the 3 and out. From the 32. Pretty good return, and they stop him at the 43-yard line.
11 yards.
So they have first and 10 here.
At the 43-yard line. First and 10.
Blue down, blue down. Hey, let's go.
Lead the lone back.
Here we go.
Looking to run it here. Gets the pass off. The 40. Number 27 comes up to make the play at the 31-yard line. He brings it in for a big gain.
Almost every wide receiver gets better at running routes as they get older, and this guy's no exception.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
The backs are lined up in an eye. To carry it. The 20. The back breaks free. 5. And he gets it in there. Touchdown. Great effort tearing down the field and scoring. Waller comes in for the point after, which will knot it up. The extra point attempt is good.
Hey, as an offensive coach in this league, you're always making adjustments. And hopefully you can get the defense on its heels and get it in there for the touchdown. Good job by these guys.
Arizona is lined up with the football. Barnes back to return.
This one is taken by Barnes. They forced a 3 and out on the last series. So they have first and 10 here.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
Watch out.
Arizona lines up in a 4-3. Dropping back to pass on first down. Pressure coming, looking for something long. Knocked away. He felt the pressure and got rid of the ball.
That's what the defense has been talking about. Make this guy throw it before he's ready. It's just that little split second early that can cause an incomplete pass or even an interception.
Second and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
All day, baby. Come on. Keep moving.
The Cardinals line up in a 4-3.
Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Hand it off to the back. Swift is there for the tackle at the 27.
Vision is so important to these ball carriers. They got to find a hole and get to it before it closes. There's no hole there, and they got to know that too. If you don't have the vision, you just can't find the hole.
Ball on the 27-yard line.
What's the hard count? Danny.
Arizona goes with a 4-man front. Gives the ball off. Hayden is there on the stop at the 32-yard line. So let's take a look at how this back compares to the opposition. So they have first and 10 here.
On the 32-yard line.
Deuce. All right, now. Watch this.
Looking for room. They'll go with a play fake. Closing in with the throw. Dumps this one off to his left. What a collision.
Number 52
is there for the tackle. Great throw to beat the zone.
I'll tell you, the defense has to do a better job of coming up and clamping down on the receiver whenever he enters their zone.
1st and 10. Ball on the 43-yard line.
Watch the snap now. Run.
Only one man in the backfield. Pressure, throws it. It's going the other way. The 30. Number 19 throws that one right to the defense, John.
Yeah, he thought he had his man, but the defender was able to make that one move to get position, and it was over.
After the defense gets the takeaway, they're now set to go at the 24-yard line. Lee, the lone setback. Looking upfield, breaks the tackle. Murphy comes up to make the play at the 19-yard line. Now let's have a look at what our runners have done up to this point. Ball on the 19-yard line.
Ball on the 19-yard line.
Hey, watch the ball.
The backs are lined up in an I. Fernandez goes in motion. Gets the toss to the right. Number 30 is there for the tackle at the 17-yard line. Lee is able to get a yard or two on the toss. The 14-yard line is where they have to go to pick up the first down.
Bring it up.
The Seahawks with a four-man front. Play action. Throws it. And he goes out of bounds at the 5.
You talk about great concentration. Watch this. He's able to keep his feet in bounds, make the catch on a perfectly placed pass.
It's showtime, baby. Here we go, baby. Set. Hey, let's get to back.
Going to the left. Barnes comes up to make the play at the 10-yard line. Big tackle there for loss and great pursuit there, John.
You can say that again. He knows how to prepare, and it really pays off when you make stops like that.
At the end of the first quarter, we're all even. Arizona 7, Seattle 7. The teams have switched sides, and we'll start the second quarter. It's second and goal at the 10.
Good shoot. Defense, get ready. Let's go now.
The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. They give it to the halfback, and they'll score. Touchdown. Lee runs it into the end zone for the second time. Waller comes in to attempt the point after. The extra point attempt is good. And so the short drive is capped off with a touchdown.
They did a good job of getting into the end zone. Sometimes when your team is in a shortened field situation, the offense comes out a little flat. That time, they came out with intensity.
Arizona is lined up for the kickoff. Barnes back deep to return.
This one is fielded by Barnes. Their last drive ended with a pick, and the offense right now ready to call their first play on this drive. Ball on their own 20.
At the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
Do something.
Arizona comes out in their nickel package. Looking for room. Fakes the handoff. Long throw. He made the catch. Swift is there on the stop at the 24-yard line.
He definitely has a little playmaker in him, and he's showing it with every catch he makes.
First and 10. Ball on the 24-yard line.
Play football. On the team. Let's go.
Only one man in the backfield. Great fake. Gets the pass off. This one falls incomplete. So, second down upcoming.
Welch, the intended receiver on the play. Second and 10. Ball on the 24-yard line.
Turn it up now.
The Cardinals come out in a nickel package. Throwing. Broken up. Lane had the coverage on the play.
Lane on the coverage.
Here are the numbers when it comes to third down conversions.
Good thing right here.
Arizona comes out in their nickel package. Under pressure, gets the pass off. Incomplete as the defender knocks it away. They took a shot at the end zone. Doesn't work. Fourth down now. So they're lining up for the kick. This will be a 42-yard attempt. The veteran connecting for the field goal. They get the field goal and are now down by only 4. Number 14 looks like he's just about ready to kick this one off.
Back deep to return.
He won't have a chance for a return here. The offense ready for the first play of this drive. They moved the ball extremely well in their last possession on their way to the end zone. So they have first and 10 here.
On the 20-yard line.
The Seahawks come out in a 4-3. Hands it off. Number 54 is there for the tackle. Nothing doing that time, John, as the linebacker gets there quickly.
He's one of those guys who's a sure tackler. He'll move up and play physically at the line, come on a blitz, and play the run just about as well as anyone on the defense.
Ball on the 18-yard line.
They ain't got nothing. Here we come.
The Cardinals line up in trips bunch. Johnson is there on the stop at the 14. Good work by the defensive line there.
They got off the ball, got penetration, shut off those running lanes. He was looking for a hole, but the only thing he saw was a massive wall of defenders.
Here's a third and long situation.
Here we go, baby. Let's go. Here we go,
The
baby.
Seahawks come out in a nickel package. With the pass. This pass is incomplete.
When you talk about ball control and time of possession, that's not what you want to see.
Offense couldn't get it done, and they'll line up to punt. And he waves for the fair catch.
Fair catch made at the 49-yard line. They'll
First
take
and
over
10.
at the 49-yard line. First and 10.
No, that's good time. Don't stop that
Number 81, the man in motion.
One more, fella.
With a counterplay. Bradford is there for the tackle at the 44. So after that run, we can see how the two main threats on the ground have fared so far. Ball on the 44-yard line.
Ball on the 44-yard line.
Under 10, 10. Deuce.
Number 19 with split backs. Gets rid of it, and it's caught. Cumby comes up to make the play at the 31. God, he has such a quick release, and the ball is out before anybody knows what's happening.
That makes it hard for him to be sacked, and it gives the defenders less time to react.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
Arizona using 3 linebackers. Loose ball. The Seahawks are there to pick up the ball. They lose the ball in the backfield, but manage to recover.
And that was a great play to swallow up the ball carrier and put a big hit on him like that.
Ball on the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27-yard line.
Get it up.
The Seahawks line up in the bunch formation. Throwing. Turns. He has it. They'll spot this one at the 17-yard line. So that tackle now gives him 4. John, he's proven he's a consistent target.
Yeah, especially in situations where they're looking to get first down yardage.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
The Cardinals come out in a 4-3. Misses the tackle. Bradford is there on the stop at the 14. Number 21 slashes ahead for a gain of 3.
Second and 7. Ball on the 14-yard line.
Nothing. They don't get nothing. Hey, let's go one deep.
The Cardinals come out in a nickel package. Throwing. And the catch is made. Bradford is there for the tackle at the 2. Caught for a first down against single coverage.
The play is a first down.
It's first and goal at the 2-yard line.
Quick shoot.
So the quarterback keeper is the call, and the defense sniffed it out perfectly. This drive 9 yards away from a touchdown.
Let's go. There's a slot going. What's the hard count?
Fakes the throw. Hit as he throws. It's a 3rd down now after that pass fails to find the mark in the end zone. It's 3rd and goal at the 9-yard line.
Stay deeper than deepest.
Arizona comes out in a dime package. Gets rid of it. Knocked to the ground, and it's incomplete.
So what the defense is doing is they're watching the quarterback's eyes. They're fluid. They're in position so that whatever happens, the ball is in front of them. And that time, it almost got him an interception.
This field goal try will be from 27 yards out.
The field goal
Veteran
attempt
kicks the field.
good.
Not every drive is going to get you a touchdown, so getting 3 was big. Now they got to go over what worked and what didn't, so the next drive will get him a TD.
Number 14 is back and ready to put this one in the air.
Back deep to return.
He won't have a chance for a return here. He forced a 3 and out on the offense's last possession. Ball on their own 20.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
Here we go. Danny. Keep the throttle down.
Split backs this time. Fernandez goes in motion.
This up.
He'll pass on first down. Gets rid of it. Oh, he makes the catch anyway. It's usually a good call to throw it in his direction, John.
Yeah, he's got some of the best hands in the league. He'll catch just about anything he can get to. I think he's most effective when they really need to catch. Third down, things like that. That's when he really shines out there.
Watch a man.
Nickelback in this time.
We're talking about William. Come on.
Crosses it out to the right. Number 30 brings him down at the 37.
When you have a good balance of run and pass on offense, the defense doesn't have a chance to focus in on either one of them. They need to be prepared to cover both options.
2nd and 6. Ball on the 37-yard line.
Hey. Yeah, you see me.
The Seahawks come out in a nickel package.
Be careful.
Gets rid of it. Terrell was the intended receiver on that play.
The intended receiver on the play. Third and 6. Ball on the 37-yard line.
Let's go. Knock each other back.
Dime backs in for this play.
Don't stop that motor. Let's go.
Looking upfield.
Hey, watch the screen.
Great fake. Throwing. He hits his receiver. They'll spot this one at the 44. And that tackle gives him 3 in the game.
Right. Stay both now. Don't make a play. Not today. Watch screen. Set. Ain't no thing.
Looking to run it here. Number 54 is there for the tackle. And now our viewers can see how successful each team's main running threat has been today. Almost at the 2-minute mark now.
On the 49-yard line.
Temple. Let's run, man. Defense, get ready. Let's go.
And we've reached the 2-minute mark.
Ball on the 49-yard line.
All day, baby. Come on.
Lee, the lone setback to carry it. Nice play for him. Behind him, but he has it. The defense blitzes the corner, but the quarterback got rid of it quickly for a completion and a first down.
That was a great play because he saw him coming, remained calm, and threw an accurate pass.
Ball on the 42-yard line.
Ball on the 42-yard line.
Number 9 goes to work with an empty backfield. Pressure coming on the run. He hits his receiver. Number 27 is there for the tackle at the 12. And so a risky call to send the corner backfires and they give up a first down.
Some quarterbacks love blitzing corners because they know that there's one less cover man out there and they have a lot better shot at hitting someone in stride.
Everything you got.
They got it into the end zone on their last red zone drive. This pass is incomplete. Harris was the one they were trying to get the ball to.
Receiver on the play.
Ninth play of this drive.
Ball on the 12-yard line.
The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. Throwing on the run. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. Tanner with the coverage.
Receiver on the play.
And this is the 10th play of this drive.
Ball on the 12-yard line.
Lee, the lone back. Closing in, guns it to the end zone. Turner was his intended target.
The intended receiver on the play.
So this should be an easy 3. The kick is good. Waller caps off the long drive by punching a short one through.
And some people may say, oh, this is an easy field goal. But let me tell you, after everything we've seen, there are no easy ones.
Arizona is lined up for the kickoff. Barnes back to
He got all of that one. This one is handled by Barnes. Barnes accelerates and takes it down to the 28.
The Seahawks will start the drive at the 28-yard line. First and 10.
The Cardinals come out in a dime package.
Hey, let's go one deep. You gotta have it deep. We're talking about win. Watch your eyes.
Dropping back to pass on first down. Gets rid of it. And it's complete. The 40. Swift comes up to make the play. At the 50-yard line. That completion will give him 200 yards passing. A little over a minute left.
Ball on the 50-yard line.
Arizona comes out in their nickel package. With the throw, it's broken up. Can't complete that short pass, and it's second down.
Second and 10. Ball on the 50-yard line.
Fred, 72. Left. Watch the snap down.
Can't get it away. The Seahawks call a timeout. They have one left. Great job getting in there to drag the quarterback down, and he picks up the sack.
And he'll make 2 or 3 plays like that in just about every game.
7-yard.
With the pass, drops the interception. Brown was the intended receiver on that play. Lowe was there on the cover. Anthony is ready to punt this one away. Bannister lines up deep for the punt return. He signals for a fair catch. So they have first and 10 here.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
The Seahawks come out in a 4-3. Throwing. And he can't find a way to keep possession. The short pass falling to the turf, and it'll be second down.
Second and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
Keep it up. Watch screen.
The Seahawks with a 4-man front. They jumped early and got flagged.
Encroachment number 97.
Penalties and
Still second down.
takeaways can really kill a team. Usually the team with the fewest mistakes out there will win the game.
They'll now face second and 5 here after the penalty.
25-yard line.
What's the hard count? Deuce it. Get it out. Hold the look. We're talking about win.
Drops back. With the throw, right on target to the wide receiver. Arizona calls a timeout. They have 2 timeouts left. Terrell didn't have much room to do anything with that one.
Yeah, they had the coverage, and they made the sure play instead of trying something fancy, like going for the pick.
Third and 3. Ball on the 27-yard line.
Coming through, baby. It's on.
Looking for room. Going to spot this one at the 26-yard line. He makes his 5th stop of the game on that play.
That third down run comes up short, so we should see a punt here.
Allen comes into the game for the punt. Barnes looks like he's ready for the return. Flags are down, and this one appears to be on the offense from the 38-yard line.
Holding on the offense. Number 99, first down.
Ball at about
Will
midfield.
start the drive at the 48-yard line. First and 10.
Under 10.
The Cardinals line up in a 4-3. Pressure, rolling right, gets the pass off. Ward comes up to make the play.
What they're doing here is keeping the defense from huddling up. And it keeps the same defense on the field.
Throws it. This pass is incomplete. And this should be the last play of the half.
On the 39-yard line.
The Cardinals with a 4-man front. Dropping back, under pressure, gets rid of it. Complete to the wide receiver. They'll spot this one at the 19-yard line. He got in there and made the tackle. His 4th of the game. Going into halftime, the score is 17-13. Cardinals.
13. We're ready to begin the third quarter of play.
Number 14 comes in to kick off.
To start the second half. Bannister back to return.
This one is handled by Bannister. The Cardinals will start the drive from the 20-yard line. Ball on their own 20.
Start the drive at the 20-yard line. First and 10.
Lee, the lone back. Throwing. Broken up. Alexander
Was the one they were trying to get the ball to.
number 30.
Had the coverage on the play.
Second and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
Lee, the lone setback. Cross play to the left. Murphy is there on the stop at the 22-yard line.
This team's always trying to get a good mix of run and pass plays.
Just about a 3-yard gain. Ball on their own 22.
Ball on the 22-yard line.
Number 9 with a man in motion. Tucks it away. Great fake with the pass. Broken up. And he throws incomplete because he had major pressure.
The corner came on a blitz and he sprinted for the quarterback. Guys love the opportunity to get a sack. And that time he just missed taking him down.
Nothing happening on that drive, and they'll punt it away. From the 44.
32-yard punt. Return for the gain of 3 yards.
First and 10.
Ball on the 48-yard line.
The Cardinals come out in a 4-3. Toss play to the left. Now that's a stiff one. Dropped in the backfield for a short loss. Adams is getting up very slowly. It looks like he'll head toward the sideline, and we'll get you an injury report as quickly as possible. It's second down and a long way to go.
On the 47-yard line.
Stay at home. Keep the throttle down.
The Seahawks line up in the bunch formation.
Defense, get ready. Not today.
Gets the call. Swift is there for the tackle at the 43-yard line.
A solid running game starts with a blocking of the offensive line. The ball carrier must have good vision so he can take advantage of the holes that they open up.
Looking to convert on third down, they have to get it to the 42.
This team has to start converting on third down if they're going to be successful.
Nearly intercepted. Seattle can't keep their drives going, John. They failed on 6 third downs.
Yeah, they're not calling their best plays on third down, and they're predictable, which makes it easier for the defense to make the stop.
Anthony will come in now to punt it away. Bannister sets up to run back the punt. They'll spot this one where it went out. Adams returns from being injured.
Don't make a play.
The backs are lined up in an eye.
Hey, watch that screen.
Dropping back to pass on first down. Dumps it off. It was tipped. Harris was his intended target. Murphy with the coverage.
On the play. Second and 10. Ball on the 21-yard line.
The Seahawks come out in a 4-3. Gets the pass off, and it's complete. Good read on that pass ball.
They brought some extra guys to try and get some pressure, but he read it quickly. Saw his receiver had a step and fired a strike.
It's first and 10.
Ball on the 33-yard line.
Watch the snap down.
The Seahawks with a 4-man front. Looking upfield. Play action. Throwing. Almost picked off. Turner was the intended receiver on that play. Barnes was there on the coverage.
Second and 10. Ball on the 33-yard line.
Let's run, man.
Lee lines up behind his fullback in the eye. And he hits his target. He recognizes the blitz and gets the ball out for a first down.
Yeah, and he saw a good matchup, and he made a heck of a throw to get the ball to his receiver.
First and 10.
Ball on the 47-yard line.
You gotta have it, D. Watch each other back.
The Seahawks come out in a 4-3. They'll go with a play fake, looking for the long completion. Almost intercepted. He deflected it just in time to avert the completion.
Receiver on the play. Second and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line.
Nothing. They don't get nothing.
The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. Hall is there on the stop at the 48-yard line. The defensive tackle surged through the line to bring the runner down. It's third down, and they have a long way to go.
48-yard line.
Stay deeper than deepest.
Number 9 goes to work with an empty backfield. Throwing. Caught out of bounds.
You know, as a receiver, you have to be aware of so many things. Where the first down marker is, where the defenders are, and where the sideline is as you stretch out to make that catch.
Alexander was the one they were trying to get the ball to. Allen is ready to punt this one away. Barnes into return. He's waving for the fair catch. Ball on their own 20.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
They'll go from the I formation. Fumble, loose ball. He scoops up. The veteran lineman saw the loose ball and pounced on it.
Yeah, you better believe it. He's still got some big playability in that body.
Ball on the 16-yard line.
Ball on the 16-yard line.
Clearly a big momentum shift could be in the making as we take a look at a possible fumble.
And they really had no choice but to challenge it because of what it could mean for both teams. I don't know. It's a tough call from seeing that angle.
No fumble occurred.
So the coach looks a lot smarter after getting the play reversed in his team's favor.
Hey, if you can get a call like that changed, then it's worth the risk of losing a timeout.
They come out in a dime package.
Here we go. Regular. From the start, from the start. Set go.
Looking for the long completion. And he just can't hang on.
He has the hands to make catches on the toughest passes. I'm a little surprised to see him drop that one.
Third and 12. Ball on the 18-yard line.
Gotta keep our corners in. Yeah, you see me.
The offense has had trouble moving the sticks on third down so far. Drops back. Pressure coming. Gets rid of it. They're going to spot this one at the 26. It's a half dozen tackles now. McGuire made the catch but was unable to get the first down. Bannister is the deep return man. From the 34-yard line, Bannister takes the punt to the 41.
Gain of 6 yards.
Ball on their own 41.
41-yard line. First and 10.
Stay at home.
Lee, the lone setback.
Turn it up, King.
Gets the pass off. He hits his receiver. Turner makes the catch but doesn't get very far.
And that's what the mark of a solid defense is. They close in on you in a hurry, and they don't miss tackle.
Ball on their own 41.
Ball on the 41-yard line.
Lee, the deep back.
Time, baby. They ain't got nothing. Play football.
Closing in. Great effort that time, John. He's clearly one of the best in the league.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's been playing for a while now. And let me tell you, he might never be better than he is right now.
Third and 14. Ball on the 37-yard line.
Number 9, looking to pass, lines up with 5 wide receivers. This one falls incomplete, and good pressure forced him to get rid of the pass early.
Any way you look at it, an incomplete pass is a heck of a lot better than throwing it to the other guy.
The defense did a great job on that series, pushing them backward. And he signals for the fair catch.
Fair catch made at the 26-yard line.
Ball on their own 26.
Ball on the 26-yard line.
The Cardinals come out in a nickel package. A little misdirection. Adams comes up to make the play at the 26.
He likes to run in behind his blockers and then make a cut off their hip for a big gain. But that strategy didn't work here.
It's second down and 10 to go.
Ball on the 26-yard line.
Arizona comes out in a dime package. Gets the pass off. This one falls incomplete. McGuire was his intended target.
Receiver on the play.
As they get ready for this third down play, we'll take a look at how they've done today.
I think this defense looks forward to these third down situations because they've been stopping them today.
Throws it. Off target, but he gets it. Bradford is there on the stop at the 30. John, he'll be well short of the first down.
Now here's the thing. The defense had all the guys covered who were beyond the marker. So it was up to the short man to make something happen after the catch, and he just couldn't do it.
Now here's the punt unit as the defense forces a 3-and-out. Fair catch called for.
Fair catch made at the 28-yard line.
Ball on their own 28.
Start the drive at the 28-yard line. First and 10.
Let's go now.
Lee in the backfield. Handed off to the back. This one will be spotted at the 38-yard line. He wraps up the ball carrier, and his tackle total is now 4.
He's had pretty good success running the ball in this one.
Second down and short.
Ball on the 38-yard line.
What screen? Break it up, baby.
The Seahawks with a 4-man front, looking for something long. What a catch. Number 30 is there for the Texans at the 17. Did his job, found the single coverage, and delivers a perfect pass.
First and 10. Ball on the 17-yard line.
It's on. Go make a play.
Handed off to the back. He's brought down behind the line for a short loss. His excellent positioning led to that stop behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll do that kind of thing. He's one of the smartest players at defensive end. He always seems to be in position. He uses his hands well, and he has those long arms. That really helps him shed blocker.
I'm coming through, baby. Will.
Only one man in the backfield. Looking for room. Murphy is there on the stop at the 16. Lee puts the handoff on the delay, brings it ahead for about a yard. The 7-yard line is where they have to go on this third down play.
It's all about teamwork. I can do it, baby.
The Seahawks come out in a dime package. Pressure, throwing. Pass falls incomplete. Yet another drop for
Johnson on the coverage.
Wall comes into the game to try the field goal. 3 more points added to the board with that successful kick, his second so far.
And give credit to the kicker there. It's nice to have a guy that can make your drive worth 3, even if you don't get it into the end zone every time.
Arizona is lined up for the kickoff. Barnes back deep to return.
This one is fielded by Barnes. The defense forced a punt the last time after 3 plays.
The Seahawks will start the drive at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
Arizona comes out in a 4-3. Hands it off. Gore is there for the tackle at the 28.
A successful running attack requires good blocking up front to be effective.
Second and 2. Ball on the 28-yard line.
Not today. From the start.
Number 21, the lone setback. Hand off to the tailback. Adams comes up to make the play at the 34-yard line. Pickup of about 5 that produces a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, and the offensive line did a pretty good job picking up the blitz, giving him the extra time he needed to find the hole.
It's 1st and 10.
Ball on the 34-yard line.
Blue down. Here we go.
Arizona goes with a 4-man front. Going to the left. Hayden is there for the tackle at the 29-yard line. He starts out the wrong way and winds up losing yardage.
Yeah, they got good penetration on the line. Guys flying to the ball, getting to the ball carrier, making a heck of a defensive play.
2nd and 14. Ball on the 29-yard line.
Do something.
They line up in the I formation.
What's the hard count?
So at the end of the 3rd quarter, the score is 20-13. Cardinals.
20. The Seahawks. 13.
And we'll start the 4th quarter. It's 2nd down and a long way to go.
On the 29-yard line.
So we're going to take it.
The Cardinals come out in a 4-3 with the pass complete to the wide receiver. Swift is there on the stop at the 43-yard line. They beat the blitz on a good throw by number 19.
They knew the defense was coming on a blitz, and when the pressure doesn't get to the quarterback quickly enough, somebody's going to be open downfield. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
They ain't got nothing.
They're going with a form of bunch formation here. Ward is there on the stop, but they allow them to pick up the first. Johnny had a guy right there in his face, but made him miss.
Yeah, and every back in this league needs to be able to make the first guy miss, because defensive linemen and some linebackers are so good at getting penetration. You can't allow them to bring you down every time they get back there.
Defense, get ready.
They'll go from the I formation.
Here we go, baby.
Go in this direction. They'll spot this one at the 49. He's able to run down another ball carrier for the 7th time. Number 21 runs it for about 3 on the counter play. Ball on their own 49.
Ball on the 49-yard line.
Whip.
Simpson, the lone back. He hands it off. Bradford comes up to make the play. Simpson with a nice burst through the middle that time. 5-yard pickup. Looking for a 3rd down conversion here. They have to get it to the 43. Hand it off. Number 52 makes the stop, and they'll be short of the marker. Seattle comes up short on 3rd down, and that's been the recurring theme here today.
They're just not getting into good 3rd down situations, which means that they have problems on 1st and 2nd down.
Fourth and about 2.
You gotta have it, D. Play football. Let's set it up, D.
They give it to the halfback. Gore is there for the tackle at the 43-yard line. Just simply power football there, converting on 4th down.
Let me tell you, the defense knew it was coming. They dug in, and they did their best not to get knocked off the line. But the offensive line just really wanted that one.
Only one man back. Tucks it away. Adams is there on the stop at the 41-yard line. Number 21 gets the handoff on the delay, brings it ahead for about a yard. And this is the 11th play of this drive.
41-yard line.
Here we go.
Only one man in the backfield. Throwing. Someone gets a hand up and it drops to the ground. Bates was the intended recipient on that short throw. Lane had the coverage on the play.
Third
12th
and
play
8.
of this drive.
Ball on the 41-yard line.
Stay broken up. It's on.
Arizona comes out in their nickel package.
Let's go, boys.
Throws it. This pass is incomplete. Seattle is stopped again on this drive, and they just can't convert on third down. They've been terrible.
Just horrific. They definitely need to correct these mistakes and fast. You can't win if you can't convert on third down.
He'll try to pin them close to the goal line. Won't take a chance trying to return this one. Great coverage by the kicking team as they downed it at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, they did a heck of a job of getting down there and setting up their defense with great field position.
Inside their own 5.
Let's go. Watch your man. Go low. Rush in. No more, son.
Handoff for the tailback. Number 27 comes up to make the play at the 7. Lee takes advantage of a little daylight, picks up 3 yards. Ball on their own 7.
Ball on the 7-yard line.
Bring it up. Keep it up.
With the pass. And he goes out of bounds at the 17-yard line. The completion puts him over the 200-yard mark today. Ball on their own 17.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
All day, baby. Come on. Get it up.
The Seahawks with a 4-man front. With a counter play. Johnson comes up to make the play. Lee runs it for about 3 on the counter play. It's 2nd down and 7 to go.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Seahawks come out in a 4-3. Throws it. Ooh, nearly picked off. Number 54 had his hands on it.
He's a pretty good cover linebacker. He can run with most guys, and he gets good position. Then he reads the pass, and he makes his move. But he'll drop a few like that one.
3rd and 7. Ball on the 20-yard line.
Get it, son.
Lee, the deep man.
Let's go. And we gonna take it.
With the throw. And it's complete. The 40. Midfield. The 40. Tanner comes up to make the play. At the 18-yard line. He continues to move the ball through the air very effectively. And he's now accounted for over 250 yards passing. Ball on the 18-yard line.
Ball on the 18-yard line.
Not today.
They'll make this a 2-possession game if they get into the end zone in this drive. They're just inside the 20. Picked off. It's intercepted. Just a terrific play to come down with it.
He's not the biggest guy, but he has athletic ability that allows him to play very physical in coverage. And let me tell you, that was a heck of a defensive play.
After the interception, they'll set up shop at the 13. The Cardinals come out in a 4-3. He gets the counter, fakes the handoff, gets the pass off. Pass falls incomplete. A little bit long, overthrowing the receiver.
That might have had something to do with his follow-through. If you release the pass just a little late, you're going to see underthrows or balls thrown into the ground. If you release it too early, then you'll see an overthrow like that.
Ball on the 13-yard line.
Here we go. Watch your man.
They'll go from the I formation.
Here we go. Danny.
Rolling. Knocked down at the line. That short pass is incomplete. It'll be third down now.
Receiver on the play. Third and 10. Ball on the 13-yard line.
Watch the draw screen.
Out of the I formation.
Where you land?
Dropping back. Under pressure. Throws it.
It was almost like the defenders were in the huddle on that series. They hit a roadblock with everything they tried.
Offense couldn't get it done, and they'll line up to punt. From the 46-yard line. And returns this one to the 39. Ball on the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39-yard line.
Let's do our thing. Good shoot.
The Seahawks come out in the 4-3. Dropped in the backfield for a short loss. They went backward on that one.
And that's a very good call by the defensive coordinator. He had a good idea of what was coming, and he called the perfect play to stop it.
Second and long coming up here.
Ball on the 40-yard line.
Let's go now. Here I go.
The Seahawks with a four-man front on the ground. Number 27 comes up to make the play. Lee takes advantage of a little daylight, picks up 3 yards. On third down, they have to get it to the 29-yard line for a first down. The Seahawks line up in a 4-3. They'll spot this one at the 33-yard line. It's his third tackle of the contest. Arizona has been stopped on third down for the 10th time in the game.
It's hard for the offensive coordinator to get his head around that stat.
Waller will try to come through with the field goal here. Through the uprights and good.
He's one of those guys who really works hard at what he does. And you can see that hard work paying off when you make a kick like this one.
Sends it sailing. This one is taken by Barnes.
Time's running out, so they're going to have to score quickly. I hope that the defense holds them so they have a chance to pull one out at the end.
Almost at the 2-minute mark now.
At the 20-yard line. First and 10.
Arizona lines up in a 4-3. The blitz is on. Pressure coming. Incomplete. Time is working against them.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to keep going to the air, but it might be a little too late.
Second and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
So we gonna take it.
Arizona comes out in a 4-3 with the pass. Pass ball's incomplete. He's lucky he got that one off, John. The defense brought everyone on the blitz.
They just went after the quarterback. His quick release allowed him to escape a sack.
So as they get set to try to convert, here's what both teams have done on third down. Nickelback in this time. He tucks it away. Great fake with a deep throw to the right side. Drops the interception. No choice here, John. They just have to keep throwing.
Yeah, they do. Running the ball isn't going to do a whole lot of good now.
Well, it's really not much of a decision here. They have to go for it. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. The offense turns the ball over on downs.
They needed to keep the ball and try to score. Maybe next time they may try something a little different from the playbook.
First and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
We turning it up. Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing.
And they're threatening again with the ball inside the 20. The 10. Murphy comes up to make the play. At the 3. What a run, netting them a first down.
The offense won the battle on the line of scrimmage, and they blew the defenders right off the line. I'll tell you, when your guys up front are playing this well, running the ball is a whole lot easier.
Ball on the 3-yard line.
Watch each other back. What's the hard count? Clear! Clear!
On the ground. Number 30 is there for the tackle. At the 4.
Yep, you've got one guy going boom, the other guy going whap, and the guy trying to run it in for the score, and he's going nowhere.
It's second and goal at the 4-yard line.
Everything you got. Come on. Hey, hey, hey. Hold the look. Set.
Hand it off. Jordan gets right in there and brings him down. The defensive line sniffed that play out beautifully.
The guys along the defensive line are very big and very active, and they're very good at sucking up blocks, opening holes for the linebackers to make plays when the other team decides to go with the run.
On the ball, shakes off the tackle. Tanner is there on the stop at the 9-yard line. Fourth down upcoming, but they're in position to add to their lead.
Yeah, and that's what they wanted to do. Control the ball in the clock, and getting into position to add at least 3 points.
And the kicking team come on for this field goal attempt. The drive is good. The Cardinals are taking control in this one.
Arizona is lined up for the kickoff. Barnes back to return.
This one is handled by Barnes.
This is where all your guys on offense have to step up and make plays. Time's running out, and they're facing a pretty large deficit. So this is where you're going to have to try and execute and come up with a little luck maybe.
So they have first and 10 here.
At the 20-yard line. First and 10.
In and out, in and out. Get it out.
Only one man in the backfield. Closing in. Ooh, what a hit on the quarterback.
That can happen when you send a cornerback. He's got to have the speed to get there. Otherwise, it could be disastrous.
The coach is having them hurry it up. He'll stop the clock with a spike. Ball on their own 17.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
This
The Cardinals come out in a dime package.
Here we go. Play football. Watching the knee.
Pressure, rolls right, gets the pass off, nearly intercepted.
They were in a zone defense in perfect position to make the play. They let it get away.
Going for it on fourth. They'll need a big play here. Throwing. Pass falls incomplete, so they can't convert and turn it over on downs.
Yeah, but now you almost have to try for it. When you talk about fourth down situations, this is what you're talking about. Of course, now they give the ball back, and you talk about failed fourth down conversion.
Come on. Clear. Let's go. Here we go, baby. Rock and roll.
He'll just take a knee. Johnson stops the clock with that timeout.
Watch your eyes. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, watch the ball. Here I come. Let's go. Left. Hey, here we go. From the start. Deuce it. You gotta have it, D. Here I go. Knock him out. Let's turn it up, D. Go make a play. Let's go. Be physical. Keep the throttle down. Here we go, baby. Everything you got. Let's go. Danny.
And there's the kneel down by the quarterback.
Play football. Hold the look. Come on.
This game reaches its conclusion with the final score, Arizona 26, Seattle 13. This game is presented by the authority of the National Football League and EA Sports. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the expressed written permission of EA Sports is prohibited. This is Al Michaels. Good night.